St. Louis, if you look it up online, it's one of the most segregated cities in America.
We pay over 40% of the city budget for the school and for the police, and you hired trash.
My ex-husband is a school teacher. Year after year there are shootings, and it's like, when is it going to be his school and what's going to happen?
Shots fired!
And that's a terrible feeling.
The city didn't see any need to really develop that area because it's the area where black and brown people live.
Just boom, 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 boom. I watched the blood and him cool to be undifferentiated.
Many people always say that, Hurricane Katrina was like a natural disaster, but it was very unnatural in its impact and in its follow-up.
That week alone, before killing St. John God, 8 people died. They died in my arms because I had no more Narcan.
No te tratan como persona, te tratan simplemente como un negocio. Simplemente somos un objeto para poder obtener dinero.
Nueva York, lo único que tiene de Walt Disney es que la mamá de Mickey te pasa por los pies.
Why are we still employing them? We pay over 40% of the city budget for the school and for the police, and you hired trash.
They didn't respond. They saw people getting killed, children getting killed, the weakest in our society, who couldn't help themselves, calling, begging for help, and they weren't going in.
All the information we see coming out almost every day leads to us all believing that there was some significant failure in the police response.
We need professional police officers. The cops are not trained to react to the problems of today. I mean, if you look around you, whether it's mass shootings, whether it's street crime in general here, they're not trained to do this. It's not that complicated here, but without training, mental training and physical training, and without the courage, there's something called courage. We need to have cops have a certain courage in the sense of duty and honor, which many do not have.
We have to look more granularly into the training. Not just, we're going to do active shooter today. All right, we're going to make believe a shooter's here. You're going to lock down, and the police are going to come in the room, into the building, track down the shooter and kill him, and it's over. That's not real training.
I am calling for a national police agency, that there's a minimum standard across the country about how police are trained, and then the states can have their own requirements as well. I mean, one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing. The cops are not trained across the country. An emergency can happen anywhere. How could so many cops, a lot of them have bulletproof vests, they had helmets on, they have a gun here, and they were scared to go in? Then don't work there. That's your job. The training to me is very insufficient at best. In fact, maybe I would say abysmal. The training is 5.5 months basically. They have police science. They're supposed to have gym to get them in shape. They have law. They have some type of sociology of things, cultural diversity. But that's nowhere near what they need. It's really a bad situation here. We're not fixing anything. They have to redo and restructure the entire police department here in terms of not only training, but first recruitment. We're not recruiting proper recruits. It's like a pendulum. It goes from worse to even worse.